Of course, we are really appreciative for everyone and their patience with our construction. If you go down 11th Street, I'm sure you've seen that we are definitely deep in the throes of renovation, and it's very obvious.
I'm Becky Kiser, Hayes Post Eagle Radio News, and it's summertime at the Hayes Arts Council with youth and adult art classes open for enrollment. I'm talking with Executive Director Chandler Reich on this episode of the Hayes Post Podcast.
We just came out of April. We also have this week called Arts Council Week that I think Brittany mentioned at the last radio spot. But we had creative writing, famous figures, our 57th Smoky exhibit opening, as well as our spring art walk, all within the same week. So we were quite busy at the end of April, and so we're excited to kind of move on and get into summer and do the next thing.
Well, speaking of the next thing in summer, this is always exciting and very popular. The summer youth art classes, all kinds of arts, and something new, or at least you haven't done it in a while, hopefully working on some adult classes to be offered.
Yes. Yeah, we're really excited. We've gotten a couple calls about the adult classes, and we promise that they are on the way, but we are going to be meeting in June to set dates for those classes. So they will be happening. We're hoping to shoot for July or August, but we don't have dates for those quite yet, so we can't start taking registrants. But we're really excited for the summer classes for the kids as well. So those have been all lined up. The registration is completely open. So depending on what classes you guys want to take or the kids want to take, they can go to 2 different places to get enrolled. All of it is accessible from our website. So if you go to the summer classes page under education, you can find the page where it explains all of our arts and crafts classes are in collaboration with the Hayes Public Library this summer. And so all of the registration is through their online calendar portal. And I will say 90% of those classes are full.
I heard they were filling pretty fast.
Yes, those arts and crafts classes free for the summer this year is
Wonderful.
new. So they went really quickly, but I will say we did up some of the enrollments on a couple classes. So if they can get in on there and get enrolled, there might be a class open again just for a short while if it hasn't filled back up again.
So check it out.
So definitely get on there and check out those arts and crafts classes. Yeah.
What ages of children, kids are we talking about, Chandler?
So it depends. We tend to stick to school age elementary. So we've got kindergarten through 5th grade. There's a couple classes available for teens. So we actually have some guitar classes available and ukulele classes that'll be up to age 15. And we do split the age groups up, and we kind of cater to the class. So like some classes are catered towards younger kids and some classes for older kids. But we've definitely got a lot of exciting things. So the other section of classes that we'll be offering, in addition to the ones with the Hayes Public Library, is we have this series called Call of the Wild, and that's actually collaboration with Sternberg Museum. And the registration for those are also on our website, and those are pretty open right now. We've got a lot of spots open for all 4 of those classes, and that's going to have animal experiences involved. So the kids...
Real live animals.
Live animals,
Cool.
yep. So they'll get to see the animals in person, and then they'll have a short activity after the fact where they get to create art inspired by the animals. And that project is actually in memory of Mitch Somers, which was a longtime volunteer for the Hayes Arts Council and the Sternberg Museum. So we're really excited about those classes and the guitar classes and ukulele classes. The other classes that have been quite popular are our theater program classes for the kids. And so we have a 2-week theater workshop in the beginning of June, which right now I believe the 9 to 11 age group's already full. But if anyone wants to get their kids 11 to 13 enrolled, we still have those openings for the 2-week theater camp. And then for the ones that didn't get to enroll in the 2-week theater camp, we'll have another 1-week theater camp in July. And so those kids that didn't get enrolled in that 2-week session can also get enrolled in that 1-week session in July. And those are going to be for the same age groups, 9 to 11. And then we also have a younger group so that we can try to get the 5 to 9 age groups. So we'll have another younger theater camp in July as well.
You know, we've talked about the importance of arts in our lives, and this is the opportunity because you have such a wide variety of classes, it may expose kids who enroll into something that they have never done before.
Yes, that is very true. Yeah, this is a great way to kind of dabble into maybe art experiences that kids haven't gotten to do before. So this is a great way to find out if you are good at guitar or ukulele, or if you want to do acting. I know that there's a lot of classes that truly we try to bring it back down to the beginner so that people really get a valuable experience out of it, and that the kids can make decisions on whether that's something they might want to do when they grow up.
And what about the instructors? Where do they come from? What are their accreditation?
Yeah, so we create all of our classes around the instructors. And so a lot of our instructors are actually college age students. Most of them are majoring in the topic that they're teaching. We have 2 art ed students from Fort Hays State University teaching our arts and crafts classes. Alicia Gady, who's running the Sternberg Experience classes, is the animal caretaker at the Sternberg Museum, and she does all of their youth programming up there at the Sternberg, and so she's used to working with kids all the time. Adrian Normandin is the one teaching all of our guitar and ukulele classes, and he's been teaching those classes for years. Like, he does this in his free time all the time, and he even has his own band, so he does this for full time. So we're really excited to host a lot of these students, and we've also got a student from the music and theater department out of Fort Hays who's going to be teaching the youth theater classes in July. And then we have Hannah Dreiling, who's the speech pathologist at the Hays High, and she's the one teaching the 2-week theater camp in June. So yeah, we got lots of a great crew. It's honestly awesome. We wouldn't be able to do any of these classes if it wasn't for the teachers.
So much fun.
Yeah.
The other thing we wanted to talk about is remind people, of course, that we have exhibits that are available for the public to come check out year round, basically.
Pretty
and
much.
You have both the summer one, and then we're kind of looking forward to fall already.
Yes, we are. So with our renovation coming up in the fall, we've gotten the rest of the summer planned out. Right now, if you come to the annex downtown, you'll find the Smoky Hill Art Exhibition. And that's the competitive juried exhibition that we have in April that opens with the Spring Art Walk. We had around 400 people come through that weekend. It was really busy, but that exhibit will be up until June 6th. That's Saturday, June 6th. Then we'll close for a week. We'll switch over to our summer exhibit, which will be easy to remember because it's June 18th to July 18th. So that exhibit is going to be called Seasons of Summer. And so we're bringing in a really colorful selection of work from all over the state of Kansas and just trying to curate something a little bit more fun and bright for the summer. And then in July, late July, we'll close for another week, and then we'll open back up on July 30th with Taylor Wines' ceramics. And she's actually exhibiting at the Moss Thorns early this summer through June as well. And then we'll be putting up a show in the fall for her. Then we kind of get into a construction zone at the end of summer, and we don't know what that looks like. So,
well, I was going to ask you, what does it look like? And you don't even know.
No, we don't quite know. We do know that we are going to operate our 2 locations still. So we still have our Hadley office over at 205 Main Street, and that's open Tuesday through Saturday. And then also our exhibit space at the annex that I mentioned will be open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. And so we'll still be operating as much as we can through the rest of the year, but we know that in September it starts to look a little mysterious as we may be closing the annex for the fall to try to switch our construction sites back to a different phase. So we're really excited for that. But of course, we are really appreciative for everyone and their patience with our construction. If you go down 11th Street, I'm sure you've seen that we are definitely deep in the throes of renovation, and it's very obvious.
And it's going to be worth it. They're just such excitement and it's just going to be great.
Oh, yes.
Locale.
Yeah, we're very excited. We have a great location, and we're really, really hopeful that the community will love it once we get to reopen. But if anyone needs anything or has any questions, they can call us at our phone number on Google, or they can email us or visit the website. If you don't know where we're at, just give us a call and we'll let you know. Especially with staffing, we know things change. So we're just really glad that people are patient with us.
It's summertime almost, and arts do not stop.
No, it does not stop.